It is a... Oh my good god, that's bright. Hold on, let me just... Okay. It is a hypertrophy, and today's subject is dingle nuts, shit farters, turd lickers of the calisthenics community. Now let me just tell you this right now. I'm nothing against this person personally. I'm just doing this mostly for satire. If you see this person who I'm critiquing, you're not actually those things, though I think your points are very unnuanced and kind of cringe. I'm also someone who loves calisthenics. I love me some dips. I love me some pull-ups. I love me some chin-ups, some L-sit chin-ups. I literally have ankle weights while doing L-sit chin-ups. I don't know if I've got any footage of it. I probably wouldn't put the footage over it anyway, because I cannot be fucking bothered. And this channel is supposed to be raw, like how I go in your mum. So I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But I love me calisthenics. However, if there's one thing I hate about calisthenics, it's certain people within the community. Well, maybe not hate. Hate is a strong word. Maybe truly dislike to the point of loathing. Why? Because of the superiority complex these people always have when it comes to calisthenics. They make it out to be like they're a better version of a Homo sapien compared to everyone else just because they can do a handstand. It annoys me to death, and this video is a perfect example of some of the bro science BS that goes on in that community. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. This is why you need to start calisthenics. For one, it will get you demonstrated that's complete bullshit. Complete bullshit. Oh yeah, there's a couple compound movements. You do some pull-ups, some chin-ups. Let me tell you this right now. Do some Widowmaker squats. Do some Widowmaker squats with some goddamn resistance like friggin' 300 pounds or whatever. You're gonna be gasping not only for air but for just general life. You're gonna be so hungry after that just because of the amount of calories in me. But now, both of these ventures don't really burn that many calories anyway. I guess you can make the case that calisthenics burns a few more calories because you tend to go a little bit higher in the rep range. However, according to this person, holding your body weight in various positions requires core activation. So he doesn't even mention actual rep ranges. He doesn't mention the fact that you could do a workout which is like 100 dips or 100 chin-ups, which by the way, don't do that just blatantly just because I said it. I'm going to make a video on that and why it's horseshit for hypertrophy and for just general strength, unless we're talking about certain specific cases. But, oh, you get to use your core and you get to use multiple muscles. Do an RDO. Do an RDO. Literally, RDO or better yet a rack pull, like a low rack pull. Your bitch ass will be using every muscle in your entire body. You might even have some pec crampage just from holding that bar tight to you. And your lats, your butt, your hamstrings, your calves even, your frigging, the front of your core, the back of your core, your obliques, your your traps, some of your neck, your grip. Everything gets booty blasted like it's a diddy pie. My good god. With consent. Oh, I hate this toilet so much. I don't know if you can see it, but it says, your will build functional strength. I hate the functional community so much. You have no idea. Because what they're saying is complete bullshit. Like to a certain degree, there is some functionality added when you are doing some more, when you're moving your body through space. I agree with that, right? But guess what? You lot need to stop with your gaslighting. We can see it. Guess what? We can see it. What do I mean by this? Well, these calisthenics bros will make it out to be like real life functional activities. What do they include? Oh yeah, just handstands, climbing on shit like a monkey, and pseudo planche push-ups. That ain't functional. That is not functional to anyone. Why? Because no one does it. It's not a function that people do now. Muscle ups, yes, I agree. Pull-ups, heck, dips in general, cool. In general, they do build up quote-unquote more functional strength, but that's not necessarily special to calisthenics. Certain cases, I agree. Like, say, the difference between a lat pull-down and a pull-up. Even fucking then, though. Just like this premise that you're gonna just need this shit. Like he says, this means that your body will be ready for life and not just to look good. I loathe people who shit on other forms of training because people do it primarily to look good. What are you trying to do here? You're shirtless, doing this shit in public. You're doing your own version of trying to look good. Why are you dieting down? Oh, also, that's another thing I need to mention, right? That stupid shit. I'm like, it gets you more shredded. Not necessarily. It could give you a weight cut because when you're doing calisthenics, you need to be lighter to be able to do the movements, right? But that's diet related. Anyway, back to this point. You're not doing pistol squats in real life. You're just not. Okay, they will prepare you for life. You know what prepares you for life? Not necessarily calisthenics. Now it does help, but you know what else? Or what also helps? RDLs. Frigging picking something up, searching deadlifts. Curling is 50 times more functional than what you're busy. A pistol squat is cool, but you're not pistol squatting your way to work. Okay, maybe you're picking up a bunch of groceries with a farmer's carry, right? You may be picking up a plant pot with a zercher hold. You may be, I don't know, maybe you're trying to scoot on by and you're like, ooh, that's more functional, like 50 times more than this. I'm sorry, especially more functional than a handstand push-up. There isn't really a replacement for the standing overhead press, in my personal opinion. Just the ability to like have your legs planted to the ground, to be able to distribute force to the floor, just like evenly spread it, and you're like up here. You're specifically training the motion in which you push it up over the a handstand push-up. Your legs are doing this shit, which I will say it will most definitely build up your overhead press. And I'm not saying that you wouldn't be more functional when you're doing handstand push-ups, but let's not bullshit the audience by making it out to be like functionality is only specific to calisthenics, when in reality both things, weights and calisthenics, have their place, and if anything, weights have a bit more of a direct function. You can just see right there, RDL, picking shit up, curls, picking shit up, bench press, pushing, though, it's a little bit controversial with the way you push something. Better example, another weighted exercise, the freaking lat band press, very fucking functional, very functional. Anyway. Sorry, you can tell I just get pissed off when someone talks about functional.
Fitness isn't about moving good. It isn't just about looking good. It's about moving good.
You can do that with weights. You can. Now, if you're only on machines, I can agree that maybe you are limiting some ability for mobility. What I will say though, you can still develop incredible mobility just from machines. Now, complete mobility, complete strength in all areas of your body, probably not. But again, we have free weights too. All of these things have their place. Anyway, 3.
There's level to this shit.
There's more progressions that you could do rather than just adding weight to the body. Yeah. Just like bodybuilding, just like with weights. Think about it like this, right? You could do machine chest press as your first progression, which you probably shouldn't. You can if you want, But having a bench press first is like a little bit better for just general ability to move, ability to push. There's a little bit of a higher barrier of entry, so you're not necessarily going to be like that beginner who's like on the chest press is like, nah, you got like a bar that's like going, what the fuck? You have to push a little bit harder with that. Not to say that both exercises can't be pushed equally hard, but okay, so let's just say it though, like machine chest press being the quote unquote easiest. Even though I hate that term when it comes to weight training, because what is easy and what is hard is determined by you. You can push anything to extreme blistering failure if you actually would like to, right? But let's say machine chest press, then bench press, then you got dumbbell bench, and then you got dumbbell flies, brother, and then you got flies where you touch the damn floor with your knuckles, or like, you know, with the weights, just cling, cling. Talk about mobility, my good God. Now, what I love about weight training also, actually another example, I'll bring to you. Right, you got yourself your normal RDL, and then you got the single leg RDL with a dumbbell, or two dumbbells. Or maybe a good morning, single leg, good morning, single leg Zercher hold, good morning, or, you know, RDL in this case, or it could be a good morning. You also got yourself a motherfucking shitty fucking trap bar, RDL. I mean, there's just so many, freaking safety squat bar, good morning. You got yourself a B stance, good morning. A freaking foot on the wall stance, good morning. There's so many just within the hinge. Just within the hinge pattern. I haven't even mentioned all of them. And you're talking about, oh, the levels to just only calisthenics. Good look, I can just do this more. Which is so cool. Let me just get this straight. It is cool that you can do a handstand push-up. It is a super badass. Until you then go and just completely shit on other modes of training. I just don't buy that that's like a good and productive way to go about this whole discussion. Anyway, let me just pull this up. I don't know. I already got too much gamer posture anyway. Let my 5'10" proud ass stand up already. Wait, oh. Dude, I'm actually the dumbest motherfucker ever. Hold on. I had this the whole... I could have just... this is raw. Okay, raw, uncut. Dick cheese for days. Just forget the, just, you know, ignore the mess that's coming up with my... Anyway. One thing I will say when it comes to calisthenics, though, as someone who started out with just calisthenics, every jump into another progression is the hardest bullshit ever. It is. It really is. No one talks about it, but it is. Alright? Just to go from, like, a freaking putting your chair underneath your kneecaps, pull up, to putting the chair just a little bit further, put your legs in there, and then you do another pull-up, and then you just do a normal pull-up, and then going up to a motherfucking L-sit. It takes so long. It takes ages. The amount of times you have to fail and fail and fail just to progress. Just because you are able to do 15 reps for one thing, now suddenly, even though you trained for a couple of years, you can't even do that one variation without just fucking shitting at it. Just, I don't even know what that means. You just keep going and it just doesn't work. It's very skill based, but also just generally speaking, the leverages of your body just change so drastically, whether it be just general weight gain or because of the progression. It's kind of like the barrier of entry to that next jump versus just adding weight to the bar. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it works. It works for hypertrophy, no doubt. I'm not saying people shouldn't get skilled if they want to. I'm not one of these people like, oh, the score stability demands. Fuck yourself. But I don't know, man. There's just something to it where you're just adding weight over and over and over again. Just getting better and better and better at that progression, or at that place. It just works. It just works, and both are fine. Just don't shit on one to boost the other. There's bubbles on the shit. Oh, I hate this term so much. My mum, bless her heart, pulled me back with so many years of progression because she was thinking that same damn thing. It's actually safe for getting weights. No, the fuck it's not. Let me tell you this right now. I'll tell you the injuries I have gotten, right? I'm being real with you. Now, some of them are due to overuse. However, apart from one little mini injury I've got in my SI joint to the left, or like a piriformis thing, right? Because I was doing stupid amounts of deadlifts and I didn't know how to hinge properly, and my piriformis is weak, right? Apart from that, which by the way, I can very effectively target with weight training to get it better. I've gotten a sternum. Many times my sternum been fucked up. Sternum, like my teres major, my wrists, and they were all from calisthenics. They were, which isn't to say that calisthenics is necessarily super duper hard. However, there is something I need to mention. Just like I said before, the jump to the other progression may mean that your muscles are perfectly fine, but your joints are just like, what the fuck? I've happened to me so many times, like ring push-ups would fuck my shoulders up so badly. Now again, it was probably because of the higher volumes, but even then, just like the strain that you have on your structure, I personally find between dumbbells and freaking ring push-ups, which by the way, I love both of them. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, it just makes the statement of weightlifting is invariably easier than weight training. It just makes it completely invalid. It is anecdotal, however, this is anecdotal too. And if anything, you are gonna get far more injured just only doing calisthenics if you were to walk out in real life. Why? Why do I mention this? Because when you're picking stuff up, you use lower back musculature, and you don't develop that. Maybe you do a little bit, like, a pistol squat, maybe. A pistol squat might help your glutes, and like your lower lats can get hit with other stuff, but your spinal erectors are gonna be starving for days. What are you gonna do? 70-second freaking eccentric, big ass moment, arm stretched out, good mornings? It works for a beginner or an elderly person to develop the posterior chain, but other than that, you're gonna leave so many weak points just from that alone. And someone saying, oh, well, you're just trying to do that to look good. Hey, with weight training, you can really, really bulletproof your back in ways that calisthenics just can't. Which is not to shit on calisthenics as a whole. Even when I was talking about the injuries, this doesn't mean that injuries don't happen with weight training. Far from the fact, okay? Weight training causes injuries, calisthenics causes injuries. Weight training can get you shredded, calisthenics can get you shredded. Both can provide functional strength, and both can be safe, and both can get you injured. Just like, don't be such a dingle nut though. I hate it when people make such absolute statements just for a click, just for views, just to say, well, actually, my method's the best, buy my program. It sucks. It's actually just scummy, and we should have left that shit back in 2015, 2016, whenever that shit just popped. It's just I don't know, it just really annoys me. This division, and especially the ego of some of these guys who are doing calisthenics. Like, say what you want about bodybuilders who just do weight training, they're not gonna be like, I'm so much better than you because I do a bicycle. Which may sound self-explanatory because, well, a bicep curl doesn't necessarily look as cool as a handstand push-up. However, I would argue is far more useful in a day-to-day. It's like 50 times more functional than if in a day-to-day scenario. Just picking shit up, you use your biceps far more often than you just do like a freaking. We never handstand. We do not handstand. We don't walk handstanding like on a day-to-day basis. It just looks cool, okay? And it can look cool. And looking cool is fun. And looking cool is awesome. And looking cool is just as good of a reason to train as any other. But don't take your pride out on others and make it out to be like you're doing it for the betterment of humanity and society just because you decided to do a pull-up versus a lat pull-down, or instead of doing like some real barbell squats, you do like a pistol dragon friggin' reptile friggin' wee squat, okay? I love those variations. I fucking do. Okay, when I'm traveling and I have an inability to train my legs with weights, guess what I pull out? I pull out the dragon squats. Those shits are fire. But don't tell people that they're getting more likely to be injured and more stiff and blah 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 because they choose one method or the other. Especially when a lot of athletes do both. That's it for me.